Okay, Film Festival International, London Hammersmith. Another day of festivities and surprises, and look who's dropped in. What a lovely surprise. Hello, Shom. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Nice to see you back again.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Have you got something new for us?
Yeah,
Ah,
of
okay.
course. It's premiering tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
It's called Bunch of Grapes.
Right.
And it's an interesting story.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Tell us a little bit about it.
okay. It's a story about a mother and daughter relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And mother and daughter relationship is always very interesting because
Yeah.
sometimes it's love, sometimes it's hate,
Yeah.
and it's sometimes toxic. And interesting part is that I shot this film with one of the actor who got recognition in this festival, whom I met in one of the festivals, Catherine Black. She is an award-winning actor and director, and we had a collaboration between two of us, and she has played the role of the daughter, and we shot in a vineyard in LA called Los Alamos. It's a beautiful place, absolutely like a dreamy, with clouds dropping down on the hills and beautiful scenic view. So we shot there, we went there. My cinematographer is from USA also, whom I met in one of the festivals, and he wanted to work with me. And so he came down from New York, and the mother of the film, the feature film, who acted as a mother, she's from Florida. She flew down from Florida. We just all get into Los Alamos in LA. It's like 1.5 hours drive from LA.
Okay.
And we stayed there in that house, and we are living together and acting, and it was such a brilliant feeling. And I got a producer from NASA. He wanted to produce the film after hearing the story, so it was like fantastic experience.
Wow. Now, there you go. Something different from you again.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah,
Because you've had a few films through these festival groups, haven't you, over the last couple of
Yeah,
years?
yeah.
And you've got some prestige following from them as well. You're now a commissioned artist and recognised by the national curriculum. It's quite an achievement.
thank you so much.
That's quite an achievement.
In fact, this is my 10th feature film. In
Yeah.
6 years, I've done 10 films.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But your work is now endorsed
yeah.
and
so-
recognised
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
as a unique individual creative artist,
Yeah.
female creative artist, but also unique individual artist from not just your country but ours as well. Fantastic.
true, true. In fact, I got more recognition abroad because my films got picked up by University of Maryland for as a part of their curriculum. So they're teaching my films. They have done research on my work. I've got a Legend Award in USA. So yeah, I got a lot of recognition.
Absolutely.
And the thing is that it's great feeling because of the fact that that gives me a lot of energy to do the next project.
Absolutely.
Because I feel that, okay, when my work is accepted, understood, then I can do something more.
Yeah, because you have a very you have a unique approach to filmmaking, and it's quite abstract.
Yeah,
It's very creative.
Yeah.
You use brilliant colours. You favour the small stories and you amplify the small stories. I know that about you. There's very much of a line of engagement with your characters, even without any dialogue.
Yeah.
There seems to be a either angst or joy or love, and it's a visual representation of what
Absolutely.
you created, almost like an art piece.
absolutely.
And I'm thrilled that it's being recognised. Absolutely
Yeah.
thrilled because.
Yeah,
Yes, okay, you are probably one of the quickest filmmakers I've ever come
Absolutely.
across. I mean, you clearly know what you want.
absolutely.
But because you have an abstract approach to the industry.
Yeah, not only that, I do my editing in my head.
Right.
When I'm shooting, I do my editing. So,
Yeah.
so in that case of when I'm doing actually I know how my film is going to look from the beginning till the
Yeah,
end. I
yeah.
have a visual idea.
Yeah.
And
So you just catch it up.
yeah, yeah, and when as I'm editing in my head when I'm shooting, so when I'm editing actually on the board on with the tools, I use minimum time because already my film is edited.
Sure.
And I know how my film is moving.
Sure.
So that is a big help. I think that's
Absolutely.
I'm born with that talent. It's a unique quality,
Yeah.
and that saves me from shooting too much
Absolutely.
and then dumping the whole stuff, which I don't like to. I don't like to engage my actors irrelevantly. Want them to do what I exactly want, and
On
and they
point.
on point,
Yeah.
and then so we can wrap up very quickly. So my team is, I'm constantly using the same team for the last 6 years.
Sure.
Because the team, they know that they are not depending on my money, because they have a different profession altogether. So they are earning their bread, butter, jam, everything. Mine can be cherry. So the thing is that the team, they know exactly how much time I'm going to utilize them, how many
Yeah.
dates I'm going to block them.
Yeah.
So they're very comfortable with that idea that I can do things so fast.
Okay.
And and the best thing I do is that, very strange thing I do is that my editor, when we edit in my office, I give them a bed to sleep. So I said, you're not going to run away from my office. You're going to come here, stay here, eat here, finish my film, only then I will let you go. And that is very strange. They find it so strange. I said, are you coming with your clothes and everything? Because you're going to stay back. I don't want you to not show up after 2 days, because then my edit will go haywire.
Yeah, yeah.
So I want to do it absolutely in the process, in the singular process I do the editing. I
Sure.
start from the morning, I do it till maybe 2 a.m. in the night, then I just sleep, and then I just again start from 11 o'clock in the morning. So in fact, I did a film which won many awards called Mixed Medium. I did my editing in 4 hours. Because the thing is that I wake up in the middle of the night and writing my edit. I know my flow, how my edit is going. So when I'm doing my editing, I know exactly how my film is moving. And as you say, abstract, I remember I used an editor. He was working with me for the first time. And so when I was editing, he was so confused. He said, this doesn't look like a film. I said, you don't open your mouth.
I've always thought your films just looked like art pieces, you know, but I could see that there was a pattern, and I could see there was a rhythm and a pace, and what you were trying to create was clearly unique. But I just saw it as a moving painting.
Thank you so much.
You know, and that was something that resonated in me. And after meeting you as well, I kind of ticked a box in my head that I was right about your
Thank
work. You've obviously learnt through mistakes, through your craft as well.
Yeah.
You came in, you just decided you wanted to go from small story to film, and you've learnt your lessons along the way, which is fantastic. Now you've got a formula that works for you, and it's a bit of a machine. I mean, you've got this fantastic artwork.
Yeah, I always pay a lot of attention to my poster, because that's very important. I think that's a big package, you know, the poster, the film, the trailer, everything together. Like when I started doing my films with beginning, I didn't allow my editor to do the trailer. I used to cut the trailer and give it to him. This is what, you're not going to change it. But now my editor has learned so much working with me. I give the film, he keeps on telling me, are you not giving me the cuts? I said, you're intelligent enough to understand how I think about my film.
Sure.
So if you know, as you know my mind, so you better do it.
Sure.
So he's doing a good job.
Sure.
And I like to give freedom, you know. Like in this film, Bunch of Grapes, I have used a piece of dance in the whole film to tell the story in a very abstract way, because there's a tension between the mother and the daughter. And to create that tension, I used dance. And interestingly, I met this dancer choreographer in UK in one of my festivals. I met her, and she's one of the top 20 recognized dancer choreographer in UK. She has been in the list, okay. And I said, I know you do a lot of artistic abstract dance and stuff like that. Can you share some of your clips with me? She sent me a full dance document for me to see how it looks, and I found it so apt for my film. I said, can I utilize that as in my film? She said, absolutely, because it is going viral. So I'm doing in a physical state, but now my dance is going viral, which I will of course appreciate. So,
Fantastic.
so these are the things I try to, connect with people
Yeah.
and do from people.
Yeah.
And as you said, learning, processing the learning, that
Sure.
these kind of things can
Sure.
be done in a feature film,
Yeah.
and it can be like it has got 3 great nominations: best director, best cinematography, best editing. So all my films actually got the best editing award all the time, because they're really edited very, like you said, rhythm. Because I started my career as a pop singer,
Yeah.
I have a general rhythm inside me, so I
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
is the rhythm I'm going.
Yeah.
And especially I use 2 things I particularly use in my film is the opening credit line and the end credit line. It's very big, it's large,
Sure.
because I don't like my film to be ended just abruptly.
Sure.
I want it to go from the system, from your head, slowly, slowly,
Sure.
slowly, slowly.
Sure.
So it's the process. It's that, those are the things I have changed throughout.
good.
Like, yeah.
Very good. Very good. Yes. Well, like I said, you've got it down to a fine art now. So
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You know, the next stage is obviously people recognizing your work and inspiring
Thank
other
you.
artists to come forward. So, you know, don't be surprised if you don't get an influx of invitations to go and speak at universities,
Thank you.
because clearly the curriculum recognises your work, and in a very short space of time,
True.
being a woman leading the way
True.
in the industry,
True.
one of many that are kind of breaking out with your own filmmaker's voice. It'll certainly be very, very interesting to see how your career pans out over the next couple of years. But it's always a joy to see you. It's always lovely to speak to you. You've got the award ceremony coming up.
Yeah.
You've got a few nominations.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts on what you hope to achieve with this award ceremony, with this festival as a whole? What have you wanted to take away from this festival? You're a seasoned festival person
Yeah,
now.
I am right now. Firstly, the thing is that yesterday I was watching a lot of films. The festival, I realize, has received very interesting films. That is a very good learning for me, because when I see interesting films, it's kind of a teaching for me. I learn.
Yeah.
So that is a great feeling. And when I see great films, it's inspires me internally. It says that, wow, people are doing interesting films. They are not stuck in one process only.
Yeah.
So that is very encouraging.
Yeah.
So that is what I come to the festival just to learn more,
Yeah.
to see more people working in a different way.
Yeah.
And that is what I take from a festival. And secondly, then I come to the festival, I meet so many interesting people. That is kind of a, should say, kind of a breather in my life, because doing films is a very lonely process. You are only doing it yourself with a group of people, and that's all. And after the acting, after the shooting, this group of people disperse. So it's only you who is sitting with your film and doing it and finishing it and sending it to festival and getting agitated if festival accepts it or not. So it's a very, very lonely, alone process.
Yeah.
Okay, and in the journey there is nobody except you. And so in fact I come to the festival alone also, because of the fact I want to meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
Lot of people, I want to interact with them, know their way of thinking, their
Sure.
life,
Sure.
stuff like that. And it has got I've got 2 films in this festival. Both are new, and both of them has got they're actually competing against each other. They have got the similar nominations: best director, best cinematography, best editing. And I did get best director award in Milan, not Milan, sorry, Amsterdam. And that was like, I was stunned, because I have noticed in last 6 years, never ever a female director has got the award. So I was the first one to receive it, so I was stunned. This time I do not know what I'm getting, but I hope to get at least some kind of a recognition from the festival, because that, that just keeps, it's not, if I don't get, it doesn't say that I am bad, but the thing is that when you get something, it just enhances the fact that, wow, the film has done so well. People have really loved it. Juries have loved it.
It's validation, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
yeah.
validation. But I mean, certainly from my perspective, when we first met a few years ago, you were very focused and very quietly driven on your career, and you were a totally different person to the person that we see coming back and forth recently, clearly things have changed in a very positive manner in your life, and that is reflecting in your films, because we have uplifting storylines in your films now, and obviously the original work that you brought in had a darker theme to it. So personally, you've elevated, and you've got some level of self-growth out of the system that you're in, not just the festival system, but obviously since your career path has taken off, it's clearly brought a lot of positivity forward to you. And I can see that you then share that forward with other people that you interact with, because you were quite a humble, quiet person when I first met you. Now you're like a bumblebee. so which is fantastic, because you've got a lot of wisdom and charisma and a lot to share with people. And I see you interacting with different filmmakers and obviously students as well now, which is great, because obviously you're recognised by the curriculum, which is fantastic. But we're going to have to cut it there, because obviously I know you're busy, and we've got to get on with the festival schedule as well. But is there one thing that you want to get out of this festival that you haven't quite got yet? And I'm not talking about awards or whatnot. Everybody comes to a festival with an ideal of what they're going to get. Are you looking for new inspiration? Are you looking for another crew to collaborate with? Are you looking for another distribution outlet? What are you looking for?
See, I'm looking for right now is that I'm with these 2 new films. So back at home, I'm finishing other films. So I'm just waiting for these films to do very well. So that is my inspiration right now from this festival, also doing film very well, so that I can move to the next chapter.
Yeah.
So that is what. And next chapter is next interesting films, which I have never done before.
Sure.
So those are the things I'm looking forward to it from a festival. When I come, that I want to close a part of my life and move to another part of my life.
Sure.
That is how I look into a festival.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. It's about opening and closing doors,
Yes,
right?
yes, absolutely.
Close one door properly,
yeah.
Open another one as
Absolutely.
an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when's the biography coming out? When's the life story coming out? Heard it here first. But thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Always
thank
a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
And good luck with the award ceremony.
Thank you so much, and always nice to talk to you.
You too. Take care.
Thank you.